afternoon. This is the start of Ability Awareness Week. This is an important week for a lot of different reasons. We're going to be talking a lot this week and doing a lot of activities around understanding similarities, understanding differences, learning styles, things like that.
I'm going to role play a teacher, and sometimes I'm going to say things that might make you feel a little rushed or a little uncomfortable. It's only to give you an idea of sometimes how a learning challenge can feel. That is, I'm going to play an audio file for you, and it's going to give you really clear instructions and show me what a good listener you are. Okay? Here we go.
These are the instructions for the second and third grade auditory.
Listen closely. How did that make you feel?
That was so hard.
Just kept on hearing it and hearing it and hearing it.
I will repeat the instructions in a normal voice.
What did you think this time?
That was so much easier. Because
there are some people who learn really well by listening. There are others who learn visually by writing or pictures, others by feeling the movement. So you could think about how you best learn, and you can let your teacher and your parents know that.
Does that mean that their brains might work differently?
No. Well,
They might. And is that okay?
Yeah.
When Sam was born, we initially saw him as a typical kid, just like my older son Isaiah. But after about a year, we realized he had a disability, and that was a very confusing time for us. The primary thing I learned from making this film is that all kids have the capacity to be fully included in school and community. All kids. The school is the hub of the community, and if you can't attend your own regular school in your community, how can you possibly feel like you're truly a part of the community?
I want you guys to turn to your neighbor and talk about how you think we can redefine normal here at CMS.
People do learn different ways. Like some people learn by seeing, some people learn by listening, and some people learn by like actually writing it or doing it. So I think that everybody here is like partially norm.
I have ADHD, so if I usually don't take some medicine every morning that I have, I usually I can't sit still, and sometimes it just makes the school day really hard for me.
Keep your eyes closed and think of something that scares you.
When I turn this red light on, I want you to stop talking, stop answering the questions, and think about that thing that scares you or worries you.
Tell me about your favorite superhero. If I could be any animal, if I could be any animal.
Did you guys have trouble answering the questions because of it?
I did.
Okay, some of you did.
I was just thinking about it so much that when Benny asked me a question, I just kind of went, what?
Simon always liked to arrange the books and pencils on his desk in the same way every day. He didn't like it very much when anything changed at all. But Simon seemed to like being on his own. Simon, would you like to say hello to Matthew? She asked, but Simon just turned away and looked at the ground that she might not be the best bucket filler.
She is the best bucket filler, at least in everybody.
I next, she'd say when it was someone else's turn, and then she would make a horrible, mean face. As time went by, I noticed how Simon acted a little differently from the other boys and girls in my class. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to have a friend like Simon. Horrible Hetty marched over to the ice cream van. I'm next, she said in a mean voice. Simon suddenly shouted, no! Very loudly indeed. Thanks, Simon, I said. From that day onwards, I always made sure to ask Simon if he wanted to have lunch with me or play a game during break time. But here's the great thing about having a Simon. It really teaches you to think outside the box. It really teaches you to be a problem solver. It really teaches you to be a bucket filler. It really teaches you and gives you an awareness that not everybody moves through life or their school day or room 21 the same way.
this section, we're going to learn about reading challenges. There are some very famous people who have had some reading differences, and what that means is when they look at a word, they don't see it the same way as someone who doesn't have that same challenge. And we're each going to read one sentence. Do it backwards. Try reading it.
I spent the first few weeks.
Did it help you to have that rule? So sometimes that's what reading's like. We need to follow a rule. So
During the week, I explored as much as I pleased. Jim usually dropped by the mornings to eat breakfast with Graham and me.
So how did it make you feel when you were trying to read it and you couldn't at the very beginning? How did that make you feel?
It was like I'm frustrated.
Were you frustrated?
Anybody else want to try cutting? It's definitely a good challenge to take on.
It's hard.
Okay.
Big deal.
I think we could do if we saw a kid in our class really struggling with cutting, or
We can help them.
yeah, we could offer help. Be some nice things to say. Are you okay? Try your best.
Sometimes different kids see things differently. So with your glasses on, you're going to try to do this maze.
Are you gonna do this maze?
Think I have.
The wiggle fidget.
What are the wiggle fidgets?
I definitely get the wiggle fidgets. I want you to see if you've got a connection to this book as we're reading it. David Sheldon, you are distracting your neighbor again, said Mrs. Gorski with her serious voice.
Every day I do something that upsets Mrs. Gorski.
I had the wiggle fidgets when I was a kid. I had so many ideas bouncing around in my mind that it was impossible for me to sit still, my dad told my mom.
Monday after school, I went to my locker to get what I needed for the meeting, my notebook and my box of cures. I have come up with a few things that will help me pay attention better, I announced while spreading some note cards on the table. These are my attention cards, patent pending.
But that's not my only cure for the wiggle fidgets. I've noticed that when I fidget with the stress ball at home, it actually helps me pay attention.
David, I am quite impressed, Mrs. Gorski announced.
What does that remind you of?
He brought like a little ball, like fidget, and we have fidgets.
Walker, what's your favorite fidget? I know which one it is. Yeah. Fidgets. What else do we do in class? Yes.
We use gum.
We use gum. Yeah, we use gum for the same reason.
We have cushions on our seats.
And how does that help us with cushions on our seats? It's hard to sit in a hard chair for a long time. I can't do it. We use the sound canceling headphones. You can go to the quiet area. So we can run the field if we want. What else can we do, John Max?
Do 100 or something.
100 of your favorite activity, jumping jacks, sit-ups.
If you said, I'm really struggling in this area and I have a plan, you know what the teachers and the parents would do? They'd be thrilled to death. That would be amazing.
My dad always tells me, because I have ADHD, like there's always an upside and a downside. It's not always a bad thing if you have something like that. And so I thought it was really cool that that like people could see that.
Social awareness is. So they might not understand what social cues are, like looking at my watch. What does that social cue tell you? We say we have a sixth sense. I can read if I'm getting too close to you and you back up, then maybe you have more of a bubble than I do. And sometimes people have to learn to use their social awareness. Okay? So I'm going to show you two different versions. Okay, so number one. Ready? All right. So, what are you doing over a break? I'm so excited for a break. Are you gonna go anywhere? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home. Actually, wait, no, I am gonna do something. I think I'm gonna go to LA. So, what are you gonna do this weekend? Oh, you know what? That's okay. I don't want to hear it. What's your name again? I forgot it already. Chaz? Oh my gosh, Chaz. So, here's my next version, okay? What are you ladies doing for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I think
Staying
I'm staying home. I'm gonna go to Mexico.
You're going to Mexico? Ooh, that'll be warm. I won't make you feel uncomfortable this time. What are you gonna do this weekend? It's your birthday this weekend? I want you to think about how you would want people to treat you.
And it's better to slow down and talk with the person instead of just like blabbering through your whole sentence.
Today we're going to learn what it feels like to have a speaking challenge. So we're going to put some marshmallows in our mouth, and we're not going to eat them, but we're going to try to talk with them in our mouth.
And what are their names? Tell your partner, Kyle.
And mom and daddy.
Tell your partner. Did you tell James how many people in your family? And what are their names? Just take one out and put it in your teeth.
Eyes closed.
These are members of the Golden State Road Warriors.
We play wheelchair basketball. You can see that these wheelchairs, they have camber, and that's kind of what makes you spin around quicker and just kind of get up on two wheels. Now you can simultaneously push and dribble at the same time, which we will demonstrate. Like that, behind his back.
I hurt myself when I was 21 years old from a drinking and driving accident. I just want you to know that I'm grateful that I'm grateful for the mistake that I've made. You know, I'm sure I would love to take it back, but to let you know, I love my life. I love my disability, and I feel that my disability, myself, my personality, and who I am has changed so many people's lives, and so I love my ability.
The spinal meningitis left me as a paraplegic with more than just losing the ability to walk. I lost ability to use my fine motor coordination, like writing, speaking, for a while. And so through rehab, I was able to get a lot of those things back. Who's rooting for the teachers this morning? Who's rooting for the road warriors this morning?
I think steering's going to be my big issue, not scoring. Real life. Yeah, so